Cool news. After like, I don't know, half a year, a third of a year, a lot of a year, a significant portion of the year, the WGA strike seems like there's a chance of it ending. Striking Hollywood writers reach tentative deal with studios. A preliminary labor agreement with major studios, a deal expected to end one of two strikes that have halted most film and television production and cost the California economy billions. Boo! Reuters, boo! The framing here implies that the striking workers are the ones who are costing the state of California money, as opposed to the corporations who have consistently refused to make concessions and taken great personal losses with, statements like, we're going to starve them out until they're foreclosing on their homes. We know who the bad guys are here. Looks like Biden might be able to come on the auto workers strike right after a big potential dub. UAW, thank you. Now, the contract is still preliminary, and the final contract language has not been delivered. Also, then the negotiators have to vote on whether to recommend the deal to leadership, which must then decide if they will present it to members to a vote. We're talking bureaucracy, buddy, okay? So, again, preliminary contract needs to be finalized. Finalized conflict needs to be voted on by the negotiators to see whether it goes to leadership. Leadership then has to vote on whether or not to present it for a vote. If it passes that vote, it passes, and it is final. Is this low-key bad because they're going to make a deal without the actors? That's a good question. That really depends on the specifics here. For the Writers Guild to have taken this deal, it must indicate some degree of confidence. I don't know whether or not, it is possible that because we've only gotten this info from the Writers Guild, the Actors Guild might also have something put forward that they're looking at. They've said they will still walk with the actors. Really? Oh, sweet. Nice. Nope, there we go. Class solidarity, folks. Right there. Even if they get the deal they want, they're going to continue to walk until the Actors Guild also gets something they want. So things might still take a while. However, this is still good news. There is a small and weird section of the left that has a tendency to look at stuff like this and get kind of upset because they want the strike to go on indefinitely. Like, they get upset when a deal is reached and taken because they consider it a concession. And I think that's a really bad mentality, obviously, because it's only a concession if you imagine that every strike is like like a battle in some kind of giant class war, and there's no immediate material harm done to people who are striking. Obviously, the goal is to secure better conditions for the working class. Showing that striking is an effective way of doing this is the entire point. I want very public examples of people, you can point right at it and you can say, hey, look at those guys. They weren't getting paid enough, and then they striked, and then they got what they wanted. And that can't happen unless they end the strike after getting what they wanted. So it's just, it's good. It's good. What do they think the point of a strike is if not to achieve a goal? I'm not saying everyone's like this. I'm just saying that some people are like this. Hopefully it goes through. Apparently the Writers Guild is really happy with this. So that's nice. We don't know any of the details, and presumably we won't know any of the details for a little while, considering the fact that we don't even have the final writing of the contract done. All attention will now turn to ratifying the WGA deal and getting SAG-AFTRA and the AMPTP back to the bargain table to work out a deal to end the actors' strike, which has now been going on for 73 days. Nice. Hollywood and the entertainment industry can breathe just a little easier, but economists estimated the dual WGA and SAG-AFTRA strikes have cost the California economy some $5 billion. I hate you people. I hate you people. God, if people are being subject to bad work conditions, and we covered the details with the writers and the actors, so we know they were, it is the fault of the studios for not proposing. The many contracts and propositions have been put forward and denied. We know that they are the ones holding out on this. So the framing here, that Discussing Film Twitter account has always done a pretty excellent job of framing when it comes to the strikes, which I do appreciate. SAG-AFTRA, from 20 minutes ago. Wait, from 20 minutes ago. SAG-AFTRA members have approved a strike against the video game industry with 98.32% voting yes. This does not mean they will go on strike. It's dependent on if a deal can be reached between SAG and the major video game companies. Huh. Okay. Well, the fight goes on. Also, fuck the video game industry. So, yeah, that's fair. The language of this Twitter account has always been very pro-worker, which I appreciate very much, usually framing things correctly with an acknowledgement that the studios are at fault. Though, of course, they tweet quite a lot, so I'm not going to find it just scrolling through. You know how it is. Do you guys hear the new voice for Rick and Morty? I think it's really funny that Justin Roiland not only like created the show, but also had the most iconic voices. But because his voices were the most iconic, they're also the easiest to copy. I think they would have had a really tough time finding a convincing voice actress for Summer, you know? But on the other hand, like with them, pretty damn good. I'm not going to find what I'm looking for. Looking forward to this though. Hey, cute art style. Authentic. Yeah, everyone's got a Rick or Morty impression, right? It'd be like if Jordan Peterson died, you know that like the body doubles, there would be a limitless supply of them who could perfectly imitate his voice. Did we go over UAW? No! Really, the only stuff I wanted to say about the UAW strike is that it's going well. I mean, Joe Biden will be joining tomorrow. You're going to stream on the 29th, right? Nope. I will be in D.C. or Baltimore or whatever. The UAW strike is going quite well. They're threatening to bring even more striking workers out. Joe Biden's going to be saying hello tomorrow. First time that a sitting president has been party to a strike line, so that's pretty nice. Can we get the second Vosh phone stream maybe? I'll try to stream a bit on my phone. Yeah. Things are looking really good for unions. Trump is going too. Yeah, and he announced that he'd be going second. Announced plans to speak in Detroit this Wednesday, evidently seeing some political benefit from the auto workers' strike, saying he's always had workers' backs. The former president is inarguably trying to woo Michigan voters. This Detroit Free Press article correctly identifies the fact and explains how Donald Trump is super duper anti-worker. So that's cool. Yeah, he's even attacked Sean Fain, the UAW president. This was only like 10 days ago. Dude, what is he kidding? This is so typical for the disingenuous fascist appeal to economic populism. This is like so on point. Like, Joe Biden, after a series of sincerely pro-union moves, goes over to see the striking workers. And the day after Joe Biden shows up, Donald Trump is going to speak there only 2 weeks after shit-talking their beloved leader. Incredible. Trump will get booed at the picket line if he shows up. Wouldn't bet on it. You know, this is like Blue Dog Democrat territory. You know, a lot of these UAW workers are older white guys. They're in the Midwest, you know, the Rust Belt. It's hard to say. Oh yeah, he's not going to the picket line. He's just going to speak. So there will probably not even mostly be workers. It's just going to be like, you know, supporters showing up. I was under the impression the overwhelming majority of workers in media are left-leaning. AmRFL, we're talking about the UAW strikes. That's United Auto Workers, not the SAG-AFTRA strikes, which is Hollywood writers and actors and such.